What's good? You rocking with your boy Czarr, all rights reserved. We finna get back into it. I just had to get that over with, the small piece where I made some description and conversation to an original commenter. Yes, an original and supporter. Probably one of the greatest supporters of this platform that feels some type of way, and I can't help that. You know, I feel bad they feel that way, but I can only address them how I know, which is respectfully. And I want no one to come at her neck, because I really do like her. I like, not like that, because I don't know them, but I like them as a person. If they are who they say they are, whoever it is, it could be a man for all I know. But as a person, I like them. And it was because the inquisitive nature they took to the situation, but they told me they found their answers, which I understand if that's how you feel. But, you know, it's kind of disheartening that you're going to take that and run with it and kind of condemn me in a situation where you think that I'm coming at someone's neck when it's been an objective view. I talked about every suspect. I talked about investigators. I talked about situations. I talked about the mother. I talked about the boyfriend, the uncle, everyone involved. But when I get to this point of talking about Victor and Lil Panamera and her alleged older sister, since you say it's not her, you have an issue. Why? Why now? What's the anger for? What's the hatred for? Did we not discuss everything openly and objective? I didn't take no personal shots at you. You didn't take personal shots at me, but you took it personal as if you're one of these people, which is very suspicious to me. Not that you're suspicious. It's suspicious that this is your mindset. So it makes me think of who you got your answers from. And that's what bothers me, because of different things I know that will probably never come out. And, you know, there is an active case, but you got to understand all the evidence has deteriorated. What did I tell you? First 48 ain't a joke. They lost all their evidence when they brought specific people into the interrogation room and accepted specific people's thoughts without any type of investigation into who was giving them the info. That's where they lost it. And that's not what an investigator does. Trust me, I don't care if you know someone with a career. I don't care if you know someone that's 30 years. If they understand the situation, they would co-sign that. Because everyone looks very objectively. Who did I say? You want to ask, who did I study under? Who did Czarr get his knowledge of doing this from? We'll go into that in a second. But I want to just add right now that I take nothing personal from it. I hope you don't unfollow on Twitter, do all that stuff. We're too grown for that. We're too grown. And I'm not going to slander you if you don't want to comment or watch anymore. You know, I appreciate your viewership. I do this because I appreciate you guys. You know, you're someone who really wanted answers, and I was really working behind the scenes to bring them, and I still am. But that's why. That's why it works this way. It's not always going to go into the favor of what you want to hear, because I'm going to address anything that sounds weird. It's about what doesn't make sense and what doesn't fit. We haven't had an autopsy. We haven't had a toxicology. What's going on? And not that it needs to be released to the public, but you think they say without a shadow of a doubt his autopsy said he was killed like this, or without a shadow of a doubt he had nothing in his system to cause him to be in a state of stupor or any level of mannequin stiff motions to prevent him from defending himself. You would think that would be public, because they made everything else public on everyone else's case that I don't even talk about. I have literal representations, literal examples that I go off of, as anyone would, of lesser people. They don't even have to be a superstar, of lesser crimes and lesser situations. You know, I want to say again, rest in peace to Cherry. No one deserves to go out that way. No one. I don't care if you tell me in the past you were just some super savage, you were doing the most. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve to go out that way, because I don't want to see your kids following your footsteps. It's about the younger generation. Haven't you gotten it yet? What have you really learned from me? We could take these investigations and break them down, but I feel like we really need to talk. What haven't you learned? I've done small snippets of when I talked about degradation of youth. Chicago is one of the places we see it happening the most. And it has nothing to do with the youth directly. It's the environment they're being pushed into and becoming people that are being targeted. That's my issue. That's my problem. Because I really care about seeing these youth make something of themselves, but there's a lot of people treading on their downfall. And I'm not. I believe in them. I believe, even though people are saying that they're a damn generation, I don't believe that. I believe they can make it back if they think hard, try hard, and fight for it. I believe in them. I have faith in you. So if you're here and you're from Chicago, I have faith in you. I know what they say about you. I hear it. I see it. I have faith in you. And right now, there's an epidemic going on of young African American girls being found deceased, missing organs that's not being talked about by nobody. That's the problem. And it has nothing to do with them being black, even though, yes, you can say, oh, you identify with them. Yeah, I was born black. What do you think? But what's most disturbing is their youth. They're not grown-ups being found. They're kids. And that's what I don't talk about. But you're too busy coming at me for this type of stuff. Like, why are you doing the investigation? Look, I'm doing it all. Just get used to it. That's what it is. Objectively, whether you like it or not, that's what's happening. Because all of it's an issue. And if I say I believe in someone, I'm not going to address a large population of who I believe in because they're being preyed on by a sick individual. Are you for real? And why haven't the police found this sick individual if they can go hunt down savages? Did you see the photo of what he looked like? Was it African American? Is that why they care or don't care? Is the person too close to home to attack or find? These are the things that I truly want to start talking about. I do the content because I did a poll on Twitter at @ALL_CZARR, and I asked what you preferred to see done. Whether you want to see this done or that done, there are things I'm going to include, but I keep content fresh for those who come for certain things. And I look for all of you to rock with me because I think you're going to be truly shocked at the growth you'll see in front of your eyes, because I do embody the power of the Gemini, as everyone wants to say, and I use that because that's the only way I can describe it to you. My power's different. My motivation's different. My religious view and everything is different from a lot of people. That is why I move how I move, and you'll see it. But one thing I do believe in is that the youth are the future. That is not something I will let be argued. And that needs to stop. All the savages in Chicago, wake up, lower your weapons, and look for your kin. Protect your kin. Gangs were made to protect areas, not to attack each other. You were made to protect your area from outside intrusion of not another savage, but another hunter, a sick hunter that gets his kicks off of seeing what you love deceased. And while you're fighting with someone else over greenbacks, your kin that are younger than you are going missing, getting laid to rest, and nothing's ever done about it because you're either locked up or you're in trouble or chasing other things that aren't protecting what it is you truly love. That's my issue. That's the generalist way I can say it. Everyone stick tight. I should have another one coming to you. But as far as my teachings and how I learned my different things, I watch individuals like Dr. Wu. Now, I say doctor, but it may not be doctor. But he does investigations using techniques of lasers and different things around the room to figure out. But I said to myself, if I could look at evidence and play it out in my head and use different scenarios and let evidence lead me, that is how I can truly identify what is going on in a scenario. And that's the methodology I take to anything I'm investigating, especially evidence. Could I be a private investigator? Yes. Will I ever be a detective in the force? More than likely, heck no. Because those type of people in their scenario would not accept someone at the level I work this. They would not. Because it's too much. Because I wouldn't be letting things go, and I wouldn't be stepping over simple evidence, claiming a suicide or claiming it off as an accident or playing around with evidence. I can't do that. So I could never be there doing it. Things would be getting solved left and right, and it seems like they don't want things to be solved the right way. In many facets, not just Florida where it's going on with the Tentacion, it's in many different situations all over the United States. That is why I dabbled in all 51 states. That is why I've built my presence in everything about my channel as I have. Because I know this very well. And I know what comes with the territory. I know how these things work. That is why I do it how I do it. That is why I have respect for you all. That is why I bring you pristine content how I do. Another person that motivated me, Czarr, Troy Terrain, or respect on his name, Czarr Terrain. Let's say monumental YouTube analyst that has broke many stories and have brought to public many things many people would never have known, that I wouldn't have ever known. No, I probably will never be able to do it at the level he does it currently. I have to grow, and I have to put in work to make it to that level of understanding, to be as relaxed as he is with it. But those are two major people you can attribute my skills to. Go ahead and go subscribe to the Czarr Report. A lot's going on there even as we speak. I'm learning a lot myself. I just wanted to quickly address those things, you know what I mean? But we're about to get to some real content. Back to the story. I got some things coming up. I got to look over the evidence, re-look over some things people said. But you know how I rock. All rights reserved.